touching down at Paris-Orly airport 6 months later than scheduled. The King and Queen's 3-day tour of France was postponed from March amid nationwide demonstrations against President Emmanuel Macron's pension reforms. Anglo-French relations almost collapsed in recent years, mainly due to Brexit. Charles's first visit here as king marks a significant step in the reset of that cross-channel relationship. From Paris's southern suburbs, it was straight to the city centre and down the Champs-Élysées to the Arc de Triomphe. The British and French heads of state laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And there was a joint flypast of Britain's Red Arrows and the Patrouille de France. On to the presidential residence, the Élysée Palace. Before walking to the British ambassador's residence and stopping to say hello to locals and visitors. There was genuine public interest here in Charles's visit, showing relations between Britain and France were reigniting almost as quickly as they had been doused during the fractious Brexit negotiations. On Wednesday evening, acting and music royalty were at the Palace of Versailles for the black tie state banquet. King Charles gave a speech paying tribute to his mother, Queen Elizabeth, and speaking about the environment.
Votre générosité nous rappelle que ma famille et moi-même avons été très émus par les hommages rendus en France à ma mère, feu la reine, dont les funérailles ont eu lieu il y a une année. En protégeant notre précieuse planète et en favorisant la sécurité, les opportunités et l'espoir, nous continuerons à grandir ensemble. Fort, dynamique et prospère.
The next morning, it was Queen Camilla's time to shine as she launched a French-British literary prize alongside President Macron's wife, Brigitte. And then from books to bats. The royal visit coincides with the Rugby World Cup currently being held in France, whilst the Olympics come to Paris in less than a year. On the basis of this performance in Saint-Denis, neither Queen Camilla nor Madame Macron will be making their respective Olympic teams. The King also received a Paris Saint-Germain football shirt. One hopes someone told defender Presnel Kimpembe that Charles had taken his number. The most significant moment of the second day, however, took place in the French Senate. King Charles became the first British royal to address the country's upper chamber.
Pendant le temps qui m'est accordé en tant que roi, je m'engage à faire tout ce qui est en mon pouvoir pour renforcer la relation indispensable entre le Royaume-Uni et la France. Et aujourd'hui,
4.5 years ago, France and the rest of the world watched in horror as the 12th century Notre Dame Cathedral caught fire. King and President met firefighters who tackled the blaze and craftspeople working on the restoration. The two men's visit seemed to go down well with the builders. On the third and final day, it was off to Bordeaux, a city which had spent more than 200 years under English rule between the 13th and 15th centuries. A day then for celebrating all things British and French, which began with a visit to the Hôtel de Ville to celebrate historic ties between the city and the UK. Then on to the royal frigate HMS Iron Duke, with a glass of Pimm's. And a ride on the tram to go and meet Paddington Bear in Place de la Bourse. The state visit has been one of mutual goodwill and humour, and the King and Queen leave France with the entente looking a little more cordial.